We are live.
Mommy, where's the charger?
Good evening, guys. We are currently live, and thank you for joining us tonight as we review your favorite stocks in the Philippine market. Okay, let me invite our friends over at our Facebook page. You're live. You're live in YouTube. See you there. Hold on. So if you have some requests, and you want us to review your favorite stocks in the Philippine market, please go ahead, drop a comment so we can review them for you. Okay? Okay, there you have it. So welcome. Okay, let me set up our tool so we can go ahead and start our insights. Well, I was on my way here, on my way home earlier. I was checking the charts of some stocks, and right away, what caught my attention was JFC. Massive decline today. Hello, Ams. Yes, you'll be my first customer today. Let's check out DMC for you. Who among you here has Jollibee as well? Are you worried about Jollibee? Because I also have Jollibee, but mind you guys, I'm not worried at all. Okay, Ems, I think DMC is about to face the much awaited reversal. Okay, the reason why I said that is because the last candlestick, today's candlestick, is a doji. Okay, and when this happens right at the support area, that means you are about to face a reversal soon. So hopefully, I would have to say tomorrow would be the safest day to enter if most of the action happens on the upside. Let's say it starts over here and then continues to go up. Okay, another thing to take note of is this volume today. So people now feel that the price level of DMC at the moment is very attractive. Let us check how your RSI behaves. Okay, so this one is slightly higher. So we still have that pattern. While your no, I don't want that. While this price continued to decline for several months, your RSI has been patiently moving upward, although very nominal or very small movements day in and day out. Um, but right now, this volume has so many meaning. I mean, this is a very significant day as it is bound to. Okay. Hi Rose, hi Miss JD, just dropping by. I have to go to work now. Please check JFC Alimek. Okay, gotcha. JFC, let's prioritize Rose's um, request because she has work, and Rose is based in the US, so we have a different time zone. So Rose, right off the bat, while waiting for my page to load, I was able to see this chart, GFC's chart, and it broke our 188 forecasted support, and currently it's triggering the lower Bollinger Band. So I would have to say, if you want to get in Jollibee, I feel that there is still room for a more discounted price, meaning it will still go down further. So I would have to wait for stabilization, probably an area where it will go sideways first and stabilize. before we can enter again. But in terms of just in case you are in Jollibee and you entered at a much higher price, just hang in there. Okay. If you have more funds, wait for the right timing and then add some more funds if that's the case because you're at a very cheap level for Jollibee. Ali, Ali is also giving us the same. It's continuously moving downwards. Hold on, let me just go back to PSEI. Maybe the PSEI itself is really massively on a downward movement. Okay, so also we have a red candlestick today. So I have a feeling it might also continue to go down, and if this continues to go down, then the next possible area that I'm seeing would be this level. Okay, it might challenge this area. Okay, because of course, this over here, this over here, yeah, or even much higher. Let me see this area. No, let me see if we can plot it how it looks like up here. Could it be this one? No, I have a feeling it might challenge this area first. Okay, that's for PSCI. But Ali, let's go back to Ali. Ali will most likely challenge this next possible support that we have here. Right, this price level where we have over here, that's support. My mouse. This price area, also this previous resistance. Okay, another resistance here. So those are our hints, okay, that it might go back to the 42.84 level, and let's see what the price action is by that time. Okay, Mag this time. Mag is also on a downward movement. It might continue to go down further and see what happens in this area. So depending on what your objective is, for those people who are interested to go in for Meg, wait, because you will still have a chance at a much cheaper price. And for those who are already in here, if you want to add some more volume, then uh, this could be an area to watch out for. Okay, I say watch out for because we need to see a confirmation of a possible bounce before we get in. The reason why I said that this could be a possible area is because of the consolidation that is happening right here. Okay, and the previous resistance over here made a support over here. So many clues that will confirm that indeed those are the areas of possible bounce. All HC. For all HC, huh, slightly higher. It's a red, but it's slightly higher. So I would have to again check as it might consolidate in this area. Okay, this is an area of a possible consolidation. So it might test the 3.36 level again before we see a possible bounce. Now let's check out your RSI over here. Let's see, while the price is just creating a flat line, does your RSI behave otherwise? What we want to expect to see here is for your RSI to move slightly higher, and it is indeed slightly higher. So, yep, we're currently sitting at a possible area of support. So watch out, as it might be a good entry price at 3.36 level. Next would be HLCM. HLCM, from what I understand and recall, San Miguel acquired this company, or they had partnership, if I got it right. Okay. So what do we have here? Anyway, whew, we're already at the oversold area. Okay, and it's starting to consolidate here. So I would have to say this is a support. This is the support that we're seeing. It's just moving on a sideways. So if you want, you can create a Darvas box here and then treat that, because it's moving sideways. You can look at it, or you can trade it using the concept of range trading, like this one. You can plot from here to here. Okay, because price hits this area multiple times. In fact, it might even revisit this area because there was a support that was built in this level. So anywhere, I think, how far are you from the possible support? Okay. So ideally, you would like to enter at 13.63, but let us say you entered somewhere here, you're still at a tolerable level. Because tomorrow we can't really say that it will continue to go up, but at any time, let's say the market gives you a chance um, anywhere from here to here, I think that will be a good entry price. Just set your stop loss area once the movement negates your assumptions. Okay. uh, so that's for you, Rose. I hope you were able to hear everything. Let's check out East West, and this one is for Romeo. So I checked out Romeo's profile. Romeo, you had a few videos I also watched. So if you can subscribe to Romeo, he has a YouTube channel as well. Okay, this is the previous resistance over here. Where is that draw? Okay, previous resistance created a support here. So I have a feeling it will first stabilize in that area. Hopefully it does not experience some breakdown in price, but 12.65 is the possible area of bounce. So from where it is at right now, the nearer you are to the support area, the better. Okay, the next one would be DNL and IRC for Romeo. Okay, so also moving on a sideways movement here for DNL. Although you're near the short-term resistance that we have at the moment, so I suggest you also create a Darvas box here, and then don't be a FOMO or a victim of FOMO, fear of missing out. So if you want, you can um, do a test buy around 8.67, because normally it will bounce at the MA20 line, just in case. Okay, most of the movement is already happening above the MA20 line, because I'm thinking it might take a while before this revisits the area. So or you wait for a breakout game. So when you say a breakout play, that would mean you wait for the price to start above this area, and most of the action should happen on the upside, and that would mean you now have a brand new wave, and normally the action would look like this. So your previous resistance over here will now act as a support. So chances are you'll have a movement that looks like this. and then stabilize the area before it goes up. IRC. Okay, very promising candlestick for IRC. Although we're not safe yet because remember this one? It's also a green candlestick, but we were not able to sustain that tiny hint of possible reversal. So maybe what we want to expect here is probably the best is to first see a candlestick that is slightly higher. Hold on. Maybe something like this. Slightly higher. So it's an engulfing. Slightly higher than this. So that way we can say that, alright, this is a confirmed reversal. Okay. The next one is MPI. MPI also not a safe position yet. We're still triggering the lower Bollinger Band, although you're already at the oversold level, so all we have to do is wait for that possible bounce. But let me plot a possible area of bounce. So I'm not saying right away you enter, right? You have to check for a confirmation. So at one point it reached that price, and then you've experienced some bounce. So I have a feeling that anytime soon we might just be stabilizing in this level or area before we experience some change in the direction. Okay, so this used to be a previous support over here. Yeah, that's the previous support. Okay, so the next one, how do you feel about the IPO Frutas this Friday? I don't use this as a general rule, guys, but I'd have to say normally I would not participate in an IPO because number one, um, it's not really the true value of the the stock yet. A stock is still trying to find its I'm not sure of the term intrinsic value, but the right price. Okay, so normally it goes extreme. So if you try to check out KPPI, what else? Home. Let's check out some stocks that had very erratic movement during its IPO. Look at this IPO. Okay, extreme movements, very steep movements, and then all of a sudden profit taking. So if you're not very tenured yet in the world of trading, I suggest you wait for it to stabilize like this one. Wait for it for a few days, few weeks before you enter in a stock because on the first few days, the stock is still trying to find its market value. So like this one, it's been several months. It is stabilizing at this area, but slowly, um, you already have some higher lows here, meaning every time it dips, it's slightly higher this time. So hopefully it recovers, and people who may have entered here can go break even as soon as possible. So I therefore conclude it all depends on your um, profile. Are you in it as a trader or as an investor? Because if you are in it as a trader, make sure to watch the market. The rule or the indicators that we are using can apply in a much faster time frame or in a long time frame. But overall, if you would like to trade, just experience the feel, just to feel how trading works during an IPO, go ahead, do it. But make sure you get in early, watch the market, and then if you see some signs of weakness at the resistance area, I hope you also know how to read support and resistance. Um, Make sure to take profit at the resistance level. So very exciting, right? If only I have the whole day to watch the market. But unfortunately, I work in the morning, so this is the best that I can do in terms of developing a skill. Alright, so let me see your other message. Like your voice, Miss JD, too common. Okay, thank you very much. I think that's because my province is from Negros. I'm from Bacolod, so they said that our tone of voice or our voice is really like that, very calm. Marco J, hi Miss JD, IDC please po. Okay, IDC. Okay, so be extra careful, Marco, because you're currently triggering the lower Bollinger Band, and this is the support that we see, and looks like it has somehow uh, it has broken that support, right? Slightly lower than the support that we have in here. So where could be the next possible support? I would have to say your previous resistance. That will be your next possible support, and I'd like to plot it right over here. Look at this. Previous support or resistance over here, and at one point today, it touched that level, and then you see some bounce happening when it touched that area. So let's see. Hopefully, it creates a stabilization in that level, probably like this one. Another candlestick here or here, and then finally goes up. So also you have to check out how your RSI behaves. Okay, so what we want to see here is that while price is moving downwards, we want to see your RSI moving on a different direction, like in an upward direction. So does it move like that? Let's check. Oh no, so we're not in that level yet. So no signs of possible reversal. Still moving on a downward direction. While your price is moving downwards, your RSI is also moving downwards. So um, just wait. Don't take action yet because we don't know if it will stabilize in that area or even go further downwards. Where's Kitty, by the way? Marcus said, Bea, Marco's looking for you. You say hi to Marco. You want to say hi to Marco? Look, read this. He's looking for you. You say hi. Louder.
Hi, Marco.
Okay, see, it's already late and she's still awake. Anyway, so if you have other stocks, looks like I was able to review the requests earlier. Hi, Rayolet. Okay, so I was able to review MEG, MBT, and IRC, but I'll check that one out for you again. So I mentioned here that MEG can potentially reach the 4.37 area. It might continue to go down because we're currently triggering the lower band, so we're not safe yet. Or you can look at it this way. We can still get it at a much cheaper price. That way, it's positioning. Positive positioning. IRC over here. IRC. Okay. Oh, I drew this. Okay, so I said that IRC is starting to show some positive signs here, although we're not safe yet because the size of the candlestick is really small. So what we're expecting or hoping to see is a candlestick that would end much higher than this price. Okay, maybe around 133, 134, around that area, and then we can say, okay, we are now at a bounce. Okay, IRC. Yes, Marco, I'm Ilonggo. My entire life I lived in Bacolod. So yeah, I only transferred here back in 2004 and then never left. Hi Bea, how are you? Marco said, hi Bea, how are you?
Good.
Okay, she has her own world. Alright, so just for those people who are probably not in the live session, but might check this out. I will also check a few more stocks and let's see how they moved. Now, I'll go ahead and check all stocks and those highly traded stocks. If I may have not reviewed them, I will this time. So done with JFC, DMC, BPI. I'll check BPI. I remember Cram would always request BPI. I think he has a position here. So this one, BPI has a scheduled dividend play. So X date is November 29. So if you want to be part of those who will be qualified, make sure that you should buy a position uh, before November 29. Some people might do it 2 days, 3 days before November 29. And then when the system sees you having that stock on the 29th of November, then automatically you're part of those who will receive a payout. So just be extra careful because normally um, some traders would take advantage of the X date. They get out during the X date. So a few minutes after the market opens, normally we would experience some form of a decline. But let's see, this is a very stable company. It is a blue chip company. So most of the people here are long-term investors. All right, so let's talk about charts or the current situation of BPI. Okay, so I'd like to plot our next possible support here because we're currently outside of the Bollinger Band, so it can potentially go further down, but not too far. Let's see how the price moves at the 88.57 level. Hopefully, it creates a stabilization in that area and then create a support before it goes up. Because look at the decline here. It's so steep, right? Very steep. Oh, na-miss ko na po Sugarlandia, Piaya, and Berkelius. Yes, it's been a long time. I have not visited our province as well. Uh, okay, so Ali, ACSM, SMPH. Okay, Ali, I opened this earlier. That's a possible support that we're seeing. So the circles here that I made were previous support and resistances that we have at the moment, and it would potentially, let's check. So the keyword there is let's check first if this indeed will be a possible support. That's anyway, we're reviewing these stocks every day, and we'll see for possible updates on them every day. SM. Wow, very high. We're already at a very high level for SM. Um, and look at the volume. Volume is starting to decline or deplete. No, decline. Much lower volume. Although, ooh, interesting. There's a lot of buying here. So just observe because so let me just plot a resistance here. This is a resistance. You're actually sitting right at the resistance for SM. Let me just show you. Okay, previous resistance at one point it tried to create a stabilization at that area, so it will potentially challenge that again. um, but sometimes we have what we call a breakout play, so you can never tell. But my opinion here is that if you are in it as a trader, take note, if you are a trader, I would have to say this is a resistance. Wait for a possible retracement because not all the time the stock will move up. It will also rest like this one. We're still overall in an upward direction, right? But at one point this stock rested. It retraced. So probably wait for something like that to happen. I even would like to plot the nearest support here. Your previous resistance could be your next possible support. Okay, this one. This. Okay, so check out. Just check it out. There you go. 1028.24. If it gives us some signs of weakness, then catch it over here. SMPH. SMPH. Okay. So it has broken out. It broke that possible support that we had there. So you have to observe as it might continue to go down. This will now, because we're already moving below the MA20 line, your MA20 can act as a resistance. So where do we want to check your possible support? This area here could be a focused area. When it touches that level, see what the price action is. Do we have a possible bounce that's happening in the area? Then if it does, of course, you can do a test buy. At the same time, we should also validate how your RSI would be uh, behaving at that time. Okay, so just be extra careful if you want to give it a try. 38.01 is an area to watch out for. Okay, next. Right, have I answered everyone's question? Let me also just go back. So I did Ali, I did AC, SMPH, BDO. BDO, okay, be extra careful. It's currently triggering the lower band. So it might potentially rest for a while. Where could we possibly plot that? That this is the area that I see. This is the area, okay? Price stopping at the same level over here. So this could be your support, another support here, and a resistance over here. So this is another area to watch out for. So let's see if the bounce happens at that level. Now, once we review that again tomorrow, let's see if our assumptions will prove us right. AGI. AGI is also moving downwards. Your RSI is currently acting as a resistance. You've seen some rejection happening when it touches that line. So I would be extra careful and see if we are going to have some possible bounce in this level. Okay, support. So right. So let us say, okay, just a scenario. Let us say the price touches the 10.42 level. The next thing you would want to know is your RSI. Your RSI should have a pattern that looks like this. Currently, it is doing like that. It should, when it touches this area, for example, it should have a pattern that looks like this. And then you can say, all right, all I have to do is wait for another, like a green candlestick to confirm that indeed this is a support. Next would be Costco. You had a positive move. You somehow challenged your upper band, but this is a shooting star because it appeared at the resistance area. So I would have to say I'd be extra careful because this could mean a sign of weakness. So it might go back to your MA20 line and it will challenge your MA20 line. So if I were you, I'd observe first, just chill first and then see what happens right when it touches the 6.94 level. MBT, um, you're very near your resistance. But then again, of course, let's check out first. Look at this point, and this point. And let's see how your RSI looks like. So this is now a bearish divergence, showing some signs of weakness, no more momentum. I'm not saying no more, but um, declining momentum, while you have 2 points reaching the same spot. So I would have to say I'd be extra careful, as this might go down and rest. But then again, it's going to be a different story when it does a breakout play. A breakout play should look like this. Starts a price higher than that, and then triggers the upper band. Okay, so then that becomes your breakout play. And when you have a breakout play, again, normally it does this. It'll stabilize at the support, will give you a chance at the support, and then before it goes goes up again. Meralco, I think I did this. Did I say Meralco over here? Oh, I don't think so. So we have Meralco. Just observe, how does your RSI look like? Not yet. Okay, not yet. Very, very tiny, but just see, it might consolidate in this level for a while. Thus, price is just within the area and just very, very tiny uh, movement here, like that. So possible, but not super safe yet. Again, overall, Morocco is Morocco, guys. So yeah, we're sitting at a support. If I now that I have checked the historical movement, this area is a bounce or a support. So I think our line here is indeed a strong possible support that we have at the moment. Okay, Sec B. Okay, let's check out Sec B from Marco. Sec B is you're very near the resistance, so I'd have to say I'd rather wait than try to enter right away, because you're very near a possible resistance, and normally with the kind of volume that we have here in the Philippine market, the resistance is not really, it does not hold the resistance. It normally gives you a sign of weakness when it reaches that. It's really the volume that can push the price much higher than a resistance. So you're just 1.45 away from your potential profit taking area. So I have to say not very worth it. But let's see if you have a possible support. Let's say it rests and it goes down further. This is the area to watch out for. Again, it's an area, guys, so it could be slightly higher or slightly lower. I'm just plotting it here. Okay, so let me go up a little higher. We have MPI done with MPI RLC. RLC. Let's see how it moves here. This is the next possible resistance that I see. Oh my gosh, it is. Okay. First of all, this is the support that I see. Okay. So that is the support that I see. If the market gives you a chance at that area, it could possibly bounce, because so far, look at the direction of your MA20 line. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but I see it heading or facing upward. Okay, so I'd have to say I'd like to observe if the market gives us a chance at 25.96, and I can probably do a test buy there. Wilcon. For Wilcon, you're very near a possible resistance, so I'd be extra careful, or I'd consider taking profit. For those people who may have entered at a much cheaper price, um, just to let you know, you're near your resistance, and you're near your potential profit taking area. Okay, AEV. How is AEV? You're sitting at a possible support, but because we don't have any green candlestick yet, I'd say we have to wait for a confirmation, as the price might potentially move sideways first before it bounces upwards. But overall, you're very near your oversold level. ACEX, not very safe yet. So this is, see the difference earlier? I'm not sure what stock that was, but the difference in where the MA20 is pointing. So this one is pointing somehow downwards. So there's a big chance that you'll have some more downward movements in the coming days. And then I'd say let's watch out what happens around this area. Right over here. Okay? So just wait. Don't take action. Don't enter yet. This one is currently trying to um, push the price higher. Yeah, trying to stabilize at this level. So if you want to get in, you can give it a try around 119.83. Is it a cheap level? So look, very, so it looks amazing. Stabilizing at that level. So your previous support can now act as a resistance. So resistance over here became a support, moved up, became a support again, and then created a stabilization around this area. So potentially, you might experience the bounce that you have been waiting for ICT. But you can remove din pala watermark if it's okay para maganda po black chart. Oh, that one I have. Can you message me? I think I need to find out where to disable that. Watermark, background, watermark. So I don't see it here. Where should I go? Oh, here, watermark. Perfect. Yan. Okay. Thanks, Marco. Cleaner. So I checked Meg. What about Tel? Tel is still doing sideways over here. So when it does a sideways movement, the best tool that you can use if you want to trade it is, of course, a Darvas box. So when it create a support at these areas or in this area, and then each time it reaches this level, you have some rejection that's happening. So if you want to do range trading, enter here and then exit here. Okay, so this is the support. The bottom line over here is the support that I see. We checked SM. We did not check Glow. Glow is slowly moving upward and is trying to trigger that upper band. So let's see if it continues to give us some upward movement. And overall, okay, this is a very stable company, one of the blue chip companies, and look at the difference. We're from its peak this year, we're way cheaper than its previous level. So maybe the safest you can enter at would be the MA20 line, because normally, people, especially traders, they will take profit. So chances are it might, the market might give us a chance at the 1,884 pesos area. So we did AP. Okay, AP engulfing. I think this is already a good sign. That plot of support anywhere from where it is at right now. I think it's a safe time to enter AP. Why can't I? So it's hidden. All right. Okay. Looks like we were able to check out most of the stocks. Okay, so I think in the meantime, it will be a wrap for now. Tomorrow, let's catch up again. And hopefully, I can be earlier. So, my recommendation is for you to hit subscribe and click that notification bell so when we are live, you are right away informed. And I would also ping you guys over there in our Invest in the Stock Market page in our Facebook. Okay. In the meantime, good night, everyone. You have, yeah, stay safe. Bye bye for now.